Hello. Just gonna get started. I'm sending out the tweets right now. Okay, let's get started. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening where you are in the world. We are once again live coding JitHub. And last time we left out with, while the API works, we can fetch a lot of things right now. It's well, where is it? It's somewhere. Okay, so this is a GraphQL Query, and we're gonna be using this for a query. So it's long and it's about 1,000 line long. So sending this through a post request is, wow, it's really something. But I hope it's okay, because it's gonna be much. I think it's gonna be much better than sending multiple requests on the page. So at least in that regard, we are making things faster. But we are having some trouble deserializing the JSON into C# objects, essentially because whatever is returned over here from this response, we are trying to deserialize it into the type T, whatever we're passing in here, right? But the thing is, in the GitHub service, the type we're passing in is PR, conversation DTO, where for a lot of the items are very generic. So if we take a look at the items that we have, so you have the outer layer of data, and then going into the data, you're gonna have repository, and repository has the the request DTO, which has all of the nodes from the timeline items, and the timeline item is the most complicated thing in this object. So timeline item is an abstract class, and these regions are no longer needed, so let's delete them. Is an abstract class, and places it is referenced is, well, there are a lot of them. All right, so for timeline item, we have like all of the events are, oh, what the hell? We should delete these. So all of the bases, all of the events that implement the base event are a timeline item, and there are about 50 references of them already. So we have ton of events, and for all of those events, right, so those events are one of the, well, like, are already a lot, right? And there are also things like okay, where is it? there's also, okay, pull request commits, right? And oh my god, this is annoying. I used to have these region thing when they were all in the one file, but now they're just annoying when I separated them into different files. So for this, it's a pull request commit, and it's gonna have the commit object, which has, you know, a lot more information in it. So all of these needs to be serialized and deserialized in a way where I can get basically the C# object. And the way to do it is actually not that hard. The way to do it is to use a JSON converter. And basically what I have to do here is to recognize the type of object that I'm trying to deserialize, recognize the type when they come in. So basically for the timeline items, let me close this one and close this one. So for all of the timeline items, at least that's one thing I need to specify how to deserialize. So for like these ones, first of all, I need to go into timeline items, and they have a type name. And with the type name, what I can do is that I can just match the type name with each type, and with each type, I'll just try to deserialize with the corresponding C# class, so I can deserialize it into the class. It's not ideal, to say the least, because it's really hard. I mean, I think what we can do is okay, so basically we need to do a few things. First is to recognize what type are they. Second is to try to use the same serializer for the child objects within the top level object. Because if it doesn't use the same serializer, then what's going to happen is that it's going to use a new serializer, like it's going to make a new serializer, a generic one, and try to serialize it with that, and it's gonna, yeah, so it's not gonna run whatever logic I pass on to it. So let's see here. I think we were doing some research the other day trying to see how we can use the serializer, the existing serializer down the pipeline. So I think we may need to do something like this, right? So this is for writing. So like for serializing, what I do is for deserializing. So yeah, for like this one, what might needs to happen is that, okay, let's see. So the stack is the object, and the stack is trying to push the root of the object that they're trying to convert. Okay. Use same nested. I wonder if I can deserialize. Okay, you know what? So this might be really simple. I think we can do the decoration thing, right? So JSON converter type of my converter, and for this converter, I'm only gonna target all of the what's that called, the timeline items, so I can make sure that this is a timeline item. So what I will do in this case is just come in here and try to find the one that's using it. So right here, basically, I want to say JSON converter type of something, right? And type is gonna be, let's call this something else. So I think this is in the helpers. So I have a P, our conversation, DTO to JSON converters. And what I actually wanted to be renamed to is timeline item JSON converter. And hopefully it gets renamed. Say yes, and it gets renamed. That's good. And we're gonna use it right over here. And yes, it's complaining. So let's see what we need to bring in. This needs to be Utensoft JSON. This one needs to be the helpers. So let's see what we're getting here. So the object type is the object we have. So I think everything, like the actual data is in reader, right? And object type, the full name equals the data. And over here it's saying that, you know, JSON convert reader.value. Okay, so we do have a reader.value. That's good to know. So let's just get it out here. So var value equals reader.value, and we'll just take a look at what the value is at this point. And we can decide from there. So presumably the value is gonna have the type of the timeline item, and maybe we can do like we can extract the type out and see if we can do a conversion on that, basically. So for here, what we're gonna do is that we're just gonna do like a basic timeline item conversion of the reader. So maybe we can also see whatever the timeline item is at that point. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do this. And can convert, I think it only returns object type, right? Dot full name equals to name of timeline item, and this line is totally not needed at this point. So yeah, let's try it. It is compiled and it is running. Hopefully nothing breaks it at this point. I don't think so, but you know, fingers crossed every single time. Go into a repo and go into a request for the testing, and it should be yes. It's not working. So what is our object type here? Object type is PR conversion DTO, knows DTO, right? So right there is our issue. So it is using it on basically everything. Oh, that's why. That is why. Okay, so basically what's happening here is that we are using it. Yeah, I can totally get this. I don't need the reminder. Basically what's happening is that we're trying to use this converter on timeline item, but what we actually are using it on is nose DTO, which I did not realize up until this point. So we need to think of a way, because we cannot use it this way. Nose DTO, if it goes into it, it's like this, right? So what I'm really thinking about right here is probably making this like okay, how do I do it? Okay, maybe, just maybe. Okay, I don't really know if this will work because I haven't worked with C# decorators. Maybe, just maybe, we can do it here. I'll see if it's allowed, but it'll be really cool if it's allowed, you know. Because first of all, I don't know if it works on a class, and second, it is an abstract class, so it's not like, you know, your typical data-based data class. So yeah, let's take a look. Okay, something just weirded out. What happened? It basically just crashed the whole thing. I don't even know where it was. Okay, let's see if it hit this point. I mean, it'd be nice if they tell us what's wrong with it, right? I mean, this is just a this is a disaster. That's what it is. I mean, worst case scenario, we don't use nose DTO for these types of okay, there we go. So basically we still have the why is the we have reader, right? Is there like nothing? Okay, see if we can do this. Like if value is null, we'll just return null. Basically, I'm not too sure at this point what would happen, but you know. Okay, now we are hitting something. Let's see what value. Oh, nice. Nice. So, wait a minute. Is it just a type name? That's not what we want. Or is that just a view? because it seems like what they're telling us is the type name is the only value. Doesn't matter. Let's step over. Did it run? I don't think it run. It's saying that there's like an error or something. Line 25. External code. So it's not really telling me why it is throwing the error. So I'm just assuming. Yeah. Okay, so I think there are a few things we can do here. First of which is, well, maybe we don't do this, right? Like this doesn't seem like it's allowed at this point. So what we can do is for the timeline items, we don't use the nodes DTO, or we convert the whole thing, which is also plausible. So you know what, let's try this converting the whole thing first. So first of all, let's import everything that's needed, right? And let's copy this and replace that and this. All right, and we're gonna do this basically. Yeah, looks good until, okay, saved it, run it. Let's see if it gives us any result. Wait, what? Did I not put a breakpoint over there? I did. So res is this whole thing. So pull request and timeline item is null. That's what? Let's put one over here. So continue. All right. After we continued, we'll switch to another one and see if it hit. Still no. That's so annoying. Okay, so clearly that doesn't work. So we're gonna move on to the other solution here. So basically, we're gonna define a new type over here. We'll just not use the nodes DTO here. Basically, we'll define something like extremely similar, but at the same time different, right? So class timeline items timeline collection, right? Something like this. And all right, so basically we just copy the whole thing, right? We just copy the whole thing over here where so the nodes thing is really bothering me because timeline item is still not a class property at this point. What is happening here is that basically we're using an enumerable with it, and it is just not cooperating, basically. So what should we do here? Actually, this shouldn't be an issue because normally okay. Okay, how about we just like for here we just say true. All right, and let's see if any of their breakpoint hits. That is super annoying. So it didn't even go. Did it just like go in here and basically read everything, be like, oh, it's no. So I think what we should do here is that we should at least. So after we're getting the query, we're gonna get a response, right? And with the response, we're gonna have. So this is no. Why? Okay, we're gonna put a breakpoint over here and basically say continue, first of all. Second, we wanna run the query again and see what the response is, right? So yeah, we are getting something. So data repository and the owner, and basically, yeah, we're getting a lot of things. So good thing is we should be having something over here, and deserialize into T, which at this point is okay. Well, no. Well, if we don't know, that's fine. So after we read it into the reader, we deserialize it, and okay, I'm pretty sure we're at least hitting this one, right? Yep. So yeah, for some reason value is null, and I don't really like it because basically what's happening here, it takes one pass and it just leaves the converter, and I don't really like it. So I'm thinking, is there any other ways we can do this? Maybe just need to do more research on this. Okay, so I think my main question here is that maybe I just don't use this converter at all, right? And for the items we're trying to convert, okay, so let's do this first. And we don't want to do basically any of this. Let's just do data for now. Okay. Let's go through our first pass. All right, we don't need this breakpoint anymore, so we'll just do, so annoying, so annoying. Okay, I'm getting a little pissed off here, so I'm just gonna once again put a breakpoint over here. I'm not too sure what's happening, but I'm guessing the value is null again, which I don't really get why, but you know what, let's just do this. All right, let's just do this and try to serialize it in the data, and we'll stop halfway and see what happens. Alright, so can we like copy a value? Yes, sure. Alright, so we have lots of data, right? We're not worried. We're full of data, like it's just full of data. We are not worried, not even one bit, alright, about not getting data. So let's go in there. And the app just crashed. This is the worst. Oh my god, this is the worst. Let's see, we have data. Alright. So we definitely don't want data. Okay, sure, I get it now. I get it now. So we are passing in this, which right now is containing data. So alright, okay, yep. So what we're actually passing in here is this one. So we're gonna get this, flip back here and be like, we're looking for that instead of data. Alright. And hopefully that'll just work, but if it doesn't, I seriously don't know what's going on with it. Alright, okay, the app just crashed again. I don't know why it crashed. Maybe it's because it was deserializing it and it didn't get all the data, but you know. Json Serializer, serializer.deserialize. And it was supposed to work, right? Can you do like J object dot load reader, and it returns a J object, right? So let's take a look what the unnecessary assignment. Wow, I don't think so. It is very necessary for me to look at it. It's not necessary for the compiler to look at it because I'm not using any of the value, but you know, it's important to me. So you're hurting my feelings when you say it's not necessary. Okay, let's go in. By the way, the list was shaking. I noticed it. I know it happens. I will fix it before I release this version because I don't know what's breaking it, but I will fix it because it's really annoying to see the list shaking when you scroll. And let's continue. And yes, we have something. So what is JObject? Well, we have the data for sure. And for some reason, we have a double. I'm not too sure if that's what's supposed to happen. We have a double outer curly brace on this. So let's see if the raw data has it too. It does not. So yeah, maybe it's just the way it displays it. Okay, so there we go. First, last. So there's only one piece of data. All right. And you know, the first one. It has a repository parent this data. So let's first of all look at if things has changed in any way. What we want, of course, is, where is it? Okay, what we want is this, right? It's a PR conversation DTO, and in it there's data. In data, there's repository, and repository we have pull request. I don't think lots of things has changed, so let's go into the so-called first. It's busy. Yeah, I understand everyone's busy. I'm busy too. You're supposed to save me time. To prevent an unsafe abort when evaluating the function, all threads were allowed to run. This may change state of the process. Sure. I don't. Why do I need to know that? Still busy. All right. It's not like I need to talk to the president or something. I just need to look at the value. I mean, geez. Okay, there you go. So we're in first, and we have property instead of actual thing. So repository, go in there, in there, and there. Does it not support this much? Oh, okay, so these are properties. what I know is gonna happen is I'm not gonna look into properties, that's for sure. So the parent of this one, still property, got it. So that's the repository first. Is this, and is first is a property. And okay, you know what? I don't think. You know what? We're ignoring a lot of things right here. So first of all, let's try catch this. Right? It's not that hard. I mean, what am I doing? Alright, so it's not ideal, but you know, this we'll have to do here. And unfortunately, we do need it on a separate line, so we can put a breakpoint over here. See if we can get anything out of it. And deserialize, I mean, how do you really deserialize within such a thing, right? So, write JSON, read JSON, item dot to object, as is saying. Okay. Nested polymorphism deserialization using JSON.NET and generics. Yeah, let's see how they do it. All right. Not really helpful, but you know. I do apologize if some of the websites are like too bright. I do try to use dark mode everywhere I can, just so that my stream isn't like blasting light at you, and also is good for my eyes as well. But once in a while you run into one of those really old websites where they don't support dark mode, and it's just really annoying, right? I do apologize for that. I wish all websites are dark mode. I do know there are like, okay, so let's skip this one. Okay, so something's wrong with the object being returned. Do you think maybe we need to normalize the return value? Because we do have the return value, to be honest. And what we can do here is to, well, basically try to parse this and see if oh wait, you know what? What's happening here? Oh, okay, so that's not the end. This is the end. And what's happening here is that we are ending everything. Well, I hope I can just delete things safely, you know. So let's open a new window, open a new file, which is a language of JSON, and it's gonna fail to recognize the JSON, but that's okay. We're gonna find all of the forward slashes. I don't know if this is called forward slashes, and replace them with nothing, really. And delete the first, and delete the. Dude, seriously? Copy everything. You know what? Let's not. Let's do this. All right, this and that. All right, so copy, paste, find all of this and replace it with nothing, and try to format the document. Let's use prettier. All right, so there it goes, been formatted. Let's not save it. I don't think currently we need to save it. Anyways, we have data, repository, owner, pull request, and that's basically the whole thing. So everything is valid, right? Everything is valid. I don't think there's anything that's like not valid. And the data is like really good. I mean, I really like how I have everything here, right? Like, I know there are like some values are no editor. There's no editor, and there hasn't been any edits. But you know, it's good. It's good. I have a body, created, add, viewer, did, author. So all of this is like super good. We're just having some issue parsing this. Man, maybe I need to take a crash course on working with JSON in C#. I'm super bad at this, and it's getting embarrassing at this point. So let's see. I think previously we weren't having any issue with the system.text.json. So system.text.json custom converter, and see if we can get something out of this one, right? And what's also good about it is that it's dark mode the entire website, so we can read the code with ease. All right, so yeah, let's go into it. What are the converters, right? wait, this is really similar to Newtonsoft JSON Converter. So okay, I can work with this. I mean, what was it before? I mean, we can definitely take a look at things we did. So it's over here, and all right, so definitely it's in our current change, right? So look into things that's being changed. That's one of them, but that's okay. Auth Service. So okay, we need to figure out this one. So we need a few more we need a few more permissions from the authentication. I'm still thinking about if I need it, but at the time being, I think I do. And unfortunately, that will mean the current token that's in the existing user base can no longer be used because it's insufficient, right? It's insufficient. But I don't want it to be like when they update, I just delete the token and be like, sorry, I have to sign in again. That's not a super good user experience. So what I think I do need is that when I hit the error of not having enough permission, I just prompt the user to add that permission in so I can get a new token. Currently, I don't really know how to do it, but I think I can figure it out sometime, in the future. So okay, it seems like this is where we are using Newtonsoft, and yeah, we're replacing it, right? So basically over here, instead of Json Serializer .serialize, we say Json Converter .serialize object, and we pass in it's the same object. And then it used to be so easy. We just deserialized the thing with the serializer options, and options was what was the option again? The option is to ignore cases, which it's still a good idea to have. Let's see. So the whole reason we're using multiple usings right here is that we want to use a reader where in the reader we can pass in the reader, just deserialize it. This doesn't really make sense. Okay, so everything here can actually be turned back to the exact same as before. Adding a converter right here, but okay, essentially we're reverting this. So discard changes, reverting this one. And for the project file, I'm still thinking about it, but okay, anyways, over here, yeah, we can delete the lines that we don't use. That's okay. Newtonsoft, we don't really need that at this point, but let's delete it only after this thing works. So now we have a serializer, we're deserializing it, but options are always good. Right here we do have this converter. Yeah, so this is where we register the converter, right? And we need to have an option. So good thing is we're adding it inside the option instead of the serializer itself. So that's good. And this only works with oh God, I hope it works. Okay, so for all of the enums that I have, I'm gonna need a factory pattern. That's good. And also list. My God, okay. List of T. Oh, list of T, damn. Okay, I'm sorry if this has turned into a learning session, but it seems like we can do pretty much the same about the system.text.json for the converters, and we're gonna try to see if we can do the registration on a type. So let's go take a look. So right here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a new converter, but not in the options over here. So Json Converter, you're not gonna be from here anymore, so let's just delete it and delete that as well. So whatever's in here, I don't really care about it, so let's just delete everything. All right, so same thing, you're still for timeline. So JSON Converter, you're gonna be from system.text.json, and we're gonna implement the abstract class. Oh my god. What? All right, so this is a JSON converter of something, right? So we want to convert it to timeline item, I guess. Okay. So now it is concrete. Can you do it? Implement. Okay, that makes sense. Only the things that we need. So we don't write, so hopefully this is fine. And over here, what we want would be to return some objects, right? All right, so return null, that's for one. But the thing we're actually gonna do is reader.getString. So we can do reader.getString. Reader.getString will basically get us the value. Yeah, sure. So value equals to reader.getString. All right, let's put a breakpoint over here and see if we can get any value. Oh, before we do that, we might have to do this on this type. So over here, let's just put registration, JSON converter, type of that JSON converter that we're going to introduce. So basically copy this name over here, replace that one, see if we can bring in the converter from this time, and you is going to be the same, right? Since they're a polymorphism, I just hope that it works. Okay, run if I dare. Okay, we have something now. Wait, why is the activity not loading? Okay, it is loading. It's just very slow. Maybe I need to look into either rendering slow or is it like the API is slow? But I don't think it's the API. It's probably just the rendering is delayed. And cannot get value of token type start object as a string. Start object. We don't have a start object. What's happening? Okay, reader is right here. Bytes consumed, current depth, start object. You know what? Let's see if we have something called start object. No, right? Start J object? No. Start object. No, right? It's not case sensitive. So what's happening? Reader value span. And we have token type is start object. What's start object? Okay, it seems like we need to do the factory pattern where we keep reading it and we read the token type, and if it's if it's not the end object, we'll just keep going, and if it is, we'll just return. We get the key. Alright, so what can we do for converting then? Can you just do things like, like this? We can start a new watch, and it's gonna be so Json convert dot deserialize as a type timeline item, and we're gonna do it to the reader. Nope, nothing. All right. Okay, you know what? Let's try it right here actually. So let's make this into Json convert dot or is it Json convert? It's Json Serializer. Okay. Json Serializer dot deserialize reader. Is that an option? Okay, so can we do like dot Can we do ref reader then? Okay, so we can. Let's see what we get with the value first. Did it just crash? All right. Okay. That's bad. That is bad. Why did that just happen? Well, I can think of one thing that is happening, because it might be because timeline item is there's no constructors for it because it's abstract, right? So it is perfectly reasonable that this is happening, but I just want to make sure it is why it's happening, because if it's because of something else, then I don't really have any oh wait, what? It didn't even go into the breakpoint. What the hell? Oh shit, that's annoying. Where do we hit the wait, what the hell? I don't even know what's wrong with the what is going on here? Because we wrapped it in a try catch, right? And if we get to this line, maybe. Okay, external call again. This is getting absurd. This is getting absurd. So what I figure is that maybe this is because of why. So let's try class time line item in imp, and we just get the same thing. All right, we just get the, actually no, we'll extend on this. All right, so that's probably something, maybe. Okay, so we do have something now. So let's see, for value, we have no ID. That's for sure. But what we do have is, it's a pull request commit. All right, so pull request commit doesn't have an ID. Noted. But what we can do now is to iterate on the type, and we can deserialize into the certain format that we want. So I think this works. And I think this pattern is also valid. So yeah, let's replace it with a bunch of actual classes here. Let's try to switch on value dot type name, and we're gonna have like a bunch of cases, right? So we're gonna have So to get all of the cases, we need to go into the Explorer again, and so over here we're gonna be able to just scroll up and up and see if they give us the scroll bar. Oh no! Oh come on, scroll bar, yes. All right, there you go. So we're gonna have the type name and the node. So the node is gonna be timeline items. So this is all we are dealing with right here. So we're gonna copy all of them. All right, we're gonna copy all of them, and we're gonna go back to the code, and we're gonna paste them. Oh my god, hate it. Okay, so we're gonna put it right over here, and we're gonna do this basically. All right, do this, and what does it say? So basically, you want to say case this, and we want to say return, right? I'll say return. Oh my god, please don't jump around. Json Serializer dot deserialize into this type, or I hope I have some type that's named with DTO with the Rafa reader, and that's it. But it doesn't seem like I have any of the types. So what's going on here? So all of the DTOs. Oh, okay. So it seems like event DTO. All right, so just replace event DTO with basically nothing, and say okay, and should, oh no, not nothing, damn it. Just event basically, right? And it should be working. Well, apparently it doesn't work for everything, but let's see what's happening here. So automatic base change failed event. We have automatic base change failed event. So why is it not working? Do we have a type of automatic base change failed evenet? It's just perfect. All right, so rename, right? Event. There you go. Yep. Okay. So let's go in here, delete the region that we don't need, and save. It seems like it's okay now. Same thing happens here. So base ref change event. Where do I have base ref change event? Base ref change event. That seems about right. Base ref change event. I'm not blind, right? It seems like it's okay. I mean, what's wrong with it? Base ref change event. What's happening? Base ref changed. So rename. Changed. I mean, it's not too bad that we have all of these changes. I mean, all of these typos, right? Like, we avoided a lot of typing over here. I mean, basically, is working for all of them except just a few. So converted note to issue event. So we're looking for C, converted note to issue event. Converted note to issue is not capitalized. So you know what, let's go to this one first. So basically, okay, so that's fine. Converted note to issue. Okay, so capitalize that, save it. Run the reference, and it should be fine. Okay, let's go into it, open it, and it's not even that big of an event. It basically just extends from the base event, and that's it, right? Convert it to discussion event, and what I have is converted to discussion, which is a typo on my part. Let's delete the T. We should be good. And let's perform a reference check. And this should resolve. Yes. Very good. Expand on this, delete these two. And we have ourselves a good class. Deployment environment changed event. I can only imagine the number of typo I have in this one. So deployment environment change event. So that's what I noticed is the change doesn't have past tense. All right, so going into it, delete the things we don't need, and that is a good event. So marked as duplicate, marked as duplicate. This is why I don't open source, you know, like it's just embarrassing for people to find out just how many typos you have in your code. I imagine I still have a lot more typos, you know. Okay, progress review DTO. What we have? So we have review, right? It's just called review, I think. Review DTO. So no pull request. And that should be good. Pull request review thread DTO. So what we have is review. Do I have pull request review thread? It's just called pull request review thread. I don't really have consistent naming. Marker pull request revision marker. Still no DTO on this one. All right, that should be it, right? So yeah, so for default return null. I don't know what to do with default. This is all we have, right? So that was fun. But this is not the only thing we need to deserialize. There are a few other things with the type name in it. So let's go into the thing and yeah, let's do a purge on all of the files. It doesn't seem like a lot of the files are super well written because of how we extracted all the classes from a single file, and now they have regions for some reason, right? It's just not good. Okay, it just tells you, you know, the way that they do this is basically copy and paste the lines that they think is valid, or they do the region thing for you, which is nice, but I don't imagine it's useful for a whole class to be regioned within its own file. So at the same time, it doesn't make sense. What do we do? Okay, there we go. Okay, so today we don't have a lot of time left, so I'm gonna keep going for probably 10-20 more minutes, and I'm gonna call it for today. But I think we finally have some good progress in the end, because I think we're able to deserialize the timeline items now. And I'm not too sure about all the other things as of right now, but I'm optimistic about our progress here. As long as we can figure out how to do it, right? It's not so hard to do for the rest of the things. Okay, just how many files are there? I'm getting kind of tired. Oh my god. Still a lot more. Do I have like an extension that does this for me? Delete region. Nope. Seriously? All right. Okay. Time to use Python for this. I don't want to come to this, but I'm getting lazy. What is this? So all right, okay, so basically what we need is to have pdr dot. Oh, I don't need Python, I just need a VS Code. And we search for basically just region, right? And timeline items, and replace it with nothing. Yeah, search for other region of common classes, replace it with nothing. And region, replace with nothing, replace with nothing. And I hope everything is saved. All right, yes to all. All right, so now they should be good. Although a little empty at the top and bottom, you know. I used to have a comment remover in Python. I don't really like doing this, by the way, like this. So I'll just stop right here. But anyways, so we have a few more minutes, so we can kind of go into, there you go, that's one of them, iIssuable. So let's go into iIssuable. iIssuable. Come on. Oh my god, this is iIssuable, right? Sorry about that. So iIssuable is first of all, this needs to be public, so I don't know what's wrong with that. And everything that references iIssuable needs a number of two things. So basically for the type, it's either gonna be, for us at least, it's either gonna be an issue or a pull request, right? So I don't really think it matters, but you still need to do it. And I think what we need at this point is to search for a pattern. Basically, we need to find all of the type names, right? So we have three things: loginable, iIssuable, and timeline items. And we basically just need three converters at this point. And in each and every one of them, we need a normal class where we can extend things from. They actually don't need to be abstract class. That'll solve everything. But so what I can actually do is to create another one. We can call it a class, right? We can call it a class. We'll just call it type type name type name mobile type name mobile. No, actually that's a terrible name. Damn it, it makes it seems like a abstract class, right? But it's not. So where is this? So type nameable. Actually, no, let's just keep it. So for this thing, let's do public, and we'll just go in here and basically copy this one over here and say that's the only property you have, and that's the only property you need, because we don't need anything else from you. And go back into the converter if we can still find it, and say that thing is gone. You're gonna error out, right? And we're gonna do this. Type nameable. All right, good. So let's create 2 more converters. Add a class. We're gonna do either one of 2 things basically. So we're gonna create a one for PR conversation issuable issuable JSON Converter. All right, so that's that. And same with the other thing. So we need to basically extend from the JSON converter. All right. So, but it's gonna be issuable or issuable. Okay, and for we're gonna do pretty much the same thing for this one over here. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna do try and var value equals to Json Serializer dot deserializing issuable ref on the reader plus options. Yes, I need the options. All right, we need the options, and we are also gonna return something, but that's for later. Right here, we just need to catch the exception and wait to throw the exception as is just for right now. And for the value, we're gonna try to do a switch on the value dot no dot. What, are you kidding me? We only need the typeable name, man. We don't need everything else. So alright, so here is where it actually matters. So let's go into the issuable because we need to see where it is referenced. It is referenced in simple issue, simple pull request, marked as duplicate event. Sorry, assignable marked as duplicate event. Okay, so anyways, let's pop back to here. I think we have a fragment on these, right? So assignee, and we're gonna have where's the issue of request? There we go. Issue or request. So type name, right? Yeah. It's my issue or request. Okay, got it. Going back, going here, it's case issue, and you know what, case pull request, and we're gonna have return Json Serializer deserialize into a simple pull request DTO with the thing, and we're also gonna do default, and we're gonna fall into the same thing. We're gonna return Json Serializer deserialize it into a simple issue DTO, and we're gonna do ref reader options, and that should be good. That should be good. And with that, this is done. So let's do the same for this one to issuable right over here, and we need to replace it with this converter instead. And we're going to bring in this value somehow, right? Gathering suggestions. And we're gonna need the helpers, and we're gonna need system text Json serialization. And this one is done. The only thing left is iloginable. And I'll see if I can spare a few minutes on that one, because it doesn't seem like it's super complicated, right? So iloginable. It's also used in many places. So we have assignee and reviewer fields. And we have 5 references. Nice. So yeah, they're gonna be like those things. And we have user, we have team, and we have an assigned event. But that's just for things that reference, for teams and user, just for things that reference system. And most of the other things that implements iloginable just directly implements user DTO. So we do have a few more places where this is needed. And as such, we are going to take a look. Because, okay, so basically they're used over here, so we request an event. Alright, so in the eyes of review requested event, let's see. You have a reviewer, right? All right, it's stuck. Wait for a few seconds for it to catch up. And it's not even responding to scrolling. Okay, there we go. Review requested event. We have reviewer. It's gonna be one of these. So mannequin, team, and user. All right, so we're gonna create another class over here, and we're gonna call it PR conversation loginable Json converter. All right, and with this converter, we're gonna have nope. Loginable. We're gonna use that over here. We're gonna do try catch exception, throw it. All right, so for the cache, we're gonna try var value equals to Json Serializer .serialize ref of reader and options. And over here we're gonna do, nope, not you. We want type name bow. All right, and in the switch we want the value dot type name, and here's where we want the 3 items. All right, so that's the first thing. Okay, so second is we need that was the first one, right? So this is also the request reviewer. So request removed, that should be the same thing. So I'm not too worried. The other thing is, because I already have team, I already have user and assign event, so we also use this. So an assign event, let's go search for that. All right, so an assign event, we have assignees basically, and it's still unresponsive, so we'll just wait for a few seconds for this page to catch up on our speed. Still stuck. Sounds good. I mean, it doesn't sound good, but you know, what can you do? All right, there you go. So for this, we have assignable. No, actually. So for assignable, we are not getting it. That's fine. We're not using it. This one, there can also be bot, mannequin, organization, and users. So we already have mannequin, team, and user. Mannequin, user. So yep. So what we want is the other few things basically. So organization, not mannequin, right? Not user again. Basically just bots and organizations. So these are the 5 possible values. All right, so case of these, we return Json Serializer dot the, did I make a typo? All right. Json Serializer. Okay, it's just syntax highlighting is just slow. Deserializing to, dang it, into whatever. And we're gonna do ref reader options, and we're gonna do this. All right, so basically over here we'll just do mannequin. Actually, no, not mannequin. Do I have mannequin somewhere? We have mannequin DTO. Right, that's something. And I bet we have team DTO. Did I make a typo on mannequin? Mannequin DTO. Alright, it still needs to catch up. So let's also do this. I think it's also DTO. User is user DTO, and bot is bot DTO. Organization is organization DTO, and that should be it. Unless I'm totally wrong with everything I've typed so far. Okay, it is correct. And you know what? I don't think you have any other cases, but if you do, just make it a user. All right, this is what I want. So for default, do the same. And that should pretty much take care of it. And the only thing we need at this point is to, first of all, copy and paste this JSON converter thing, and go back to my converter, get that in here, get the references, helper for that one, and the serialization. And you know what? We're good. I'm running out of time. I'm seriously running out of time, but I really want to test it. So let's close everything. Yeah, this is good. Let's just try to get the data here, see if we have anything, and see if everything is legit. But I seriously think this is gonna work. I don't know, I just got the gut feeling. I might be overconfident on this one because I haven't tested anything and everything's running for the first time. It's gonna have bugs, or it's gonna crash. I don't know. But if it does have bugs and it crashes, we don't have time to fix it today. And it just crashed. Okay, so basically it didn't even hit the breakpoint over here. So yeah, we're gonna have to fix it next time, unfortunately. What I have for today. But we did have a lot of progress. Good progress, that is, for today. We got like a bunch of files over here, right? We got the converters. We got 3 converters converting everything. We got what else? We got all of the files. Okay, so it's pretty good progress. So what I'm gonna do right here is just gonna commit everything. So GraphQL deserialization done with converters still need to debug, but the logic and definition are done. That's pretty good progress, I would say, and we're one big step closer to actually dealing with massaging the data actually into the format that we want. So like turning model into view models, right? So that's a very important part for us to see the UI and actually inserting them into the UI. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And follow me on Twitter if you're interested in more of this content. Subscribe to my channel. Check out GitHub while you're at it. If you're a fan of UWPs, and GitHub is definitely a good app for you. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.